come to you live this time round from our studios here. This is Uprising TV, wherever you're watching us from. I truly believe that you had a lovely week, being a Sunday evening. As usual, such like time starting us from 8 all the way to 9. We normally have a focus on matters leadership. And for those who have followed us during our previous sessions, we have been tackling a number of issues with none other than the Emeritus Bishop Dr. Isaac Wawire. But this time around, as you can see with me in studio, I believe it's not a new face to you. You must have come across it. He will be doing a better introduction of who he is, but a brief introduction. He goes by the name Pastor Elijah Wawire. So, like the denominator is Wawire, he will be doing a better introduction just as I have mentioned. But before we dive into our tonight's topic, being the very first session with him on matters leadership, remember that at all we got a question, a comment to make concerning this particular session. You are free to ask, to make a comment using our platforms, that is on Facebook, Uprising TV. Alternatively, we go with similar names on all social handles, but you can send us a direct message using our studio line, which is 0756303019. But before we dive into our tonight's topic, allow me first go by straight to Pastor Elijah so that he does a better introduction, and then we go to the topic of today. Welcome, Pastor Elijah.
Wow, thank you.
It's a joy to have you here.
I'm happy. I'm amazed. I think you can read on my face. Very,
I tell you,
very happy because of the opportunity.
Yes.
Just to share with people and even to be on this platform.
Yes.
That I was here a few months ago. I don't know whether it's almost 1 year when it was being launched.
Right.
And before that, it was a dream in Bishop.
Yes.
Several years ago. And now it's fulfilled. It's a vision now. Here we can visualize it. And it's a platform that is really, really benefiting the kingdom of God. So I'm happy to be here. I'm Elijah Wawire, a father of 4 and a husband to 1 lady.
Yes.
I'm in Webuye now. I used to be in Bale, for a few years serving under Bishop.
All right.
Actually, I used to be in his house after high school. God led him to point me out, and then I came.
Right.
So I served in as an instrumentalist, technician, lead vocalist, and then I exceeded when I'm in media. By that time, we were recording audio and editing. I think the only program I can remember now by then is Adobe Audition.
Adobe Audition, I've used it.
Okay.
For those who know only editing, actually they must have come across the Adobe Audition.
Yes, so that's what I used to do.
Yes.
And then I went in Webuye in 2013, February. I remember the date like my birthday. It was on 24th when I was prayed for to be a pastor.
Yes.
So I've been a pastor for 12 years.
Amen.
Our church is located in Webuye around the former Pan Pepper, which is now Rye. But people are so used to Pan Pepper. If you tell them Rye, they don't know.
Something new.
So that's where I am, 100 meters from the road.
Right.
And we are preaching Christ. And one of the things I love is just to share the experience I learned in this place so that somebody cannot make a mistake that I made, okay? Or somebody may know how I made it to where I am, if it can inspire somebody. So that is me. Yeah.
We are glad because talking of Webuye actually with my producer, he goes by the name Edwin, whereby when we visited Webuye, a number of us were like, back to kwa nyumbani. You are feeling like not coming back to Mbale.
Please, it's a home. You can make it a second home.
We are glad that you have joined us tonight.
Yes.
On this other side, because I know we have to now like tackle a number of issues to do leadership. Many people are looking forward to learning more during these particular sessions. Maybe where do you think we started tonight on matters leadership?
Wow.
Yes.
I will suggest, or I will feel in my heart, because leadership is so wide.
Yes.
It has so many levels, so many dimensions, so many revelations.
Yes.
And we can always find a window of beginning by looking onto how can a leader be made effective. Because somebody said you might be born a leader.
All right.
But are you an effective leader? Because we have people, each one of us is born with, let's say just naturally, a talent. But how many people use a talent?
Very few.
Each one of us are born with intelligence. But your intelligence must fall into the hands of somebody under a given environment,
It must be nurtured.
yet to be sharpened and nurtured. So to become, we normally say we have so many leaders, yes. But I normally feel like from the journey I have walked, I realized one thing. Had I not fallen into the hands of Bishop, I think I would be, I don't know, I'm not sure whether I would be where I am.
There will be things to be
Because I'm the kind of person who tells people, never deny credit to people who deserve it. It's like you just want to become the hero. Like me, whenever I hear somebody say, I just made it on my own, that is a lie. That is a lie. You are just chopping off people. You want to take the whole glory. But there is somebody who participated in your making. And so today, I thought we can begin with Luke chapter 1.
Yes.
Luke chapter 1, verses, especially just verses 16 and 17. Verses 16 and
okay. For you that Luke chapter 1 verse 16.
Yes.
This is what the Bible says in Luke chapter 1 16. And he will run many of the children of Israel to the Lord their God.
Is that
and
Luke?
He will turn.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Pardon me.
Yes.
I went to Luke. Yes. That is for another time. But Mark 1:16.
1:16. This is what Mark 1:16 says.
Yes.
That, and as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men."
Wow. Yes. Now, the word that maybe we can share today is about make.
Yes.
But now, as I said earlier, Peter and Simon, together with Andrew and other many disciples that Jesus called, and others he left them there.
Yes.
They had already the potential. They were already fishing.
All right.
You see? So they were already doing the right thing. Then Jesus just said, I just want to come and make you into another thing higher that is in my mind, but I'm basing on your ability. So if it was a leader, we are saying you are already a leader, but I feel like you can become better. When we will be sharing about this, we will tackle the question where there is a blame game when it comes to father-son, because that's under leadership. There is a blame game where sons, after they have failed, they say it is fathers they didn't release. Fathers, when they fail their part, some of them will say it is sons who did get it. But I think in this context, you will find that Peter has a role as a leader. Jesus has a role as a leader, because the key word there is to make.
I'll make you.
So we have to agree that effective leaders are made. They are not born. Leaders may be born.
That's a question which is asked time after time, like, are leaders born or
Yes. Now I think to bring clarity, when I put it in this fashion. I normally say a leader may be born, but for him to become effective, because something can be available, an instrument, but it's not effective. You can do a work, but you are not doing it effectively. So you need to be sharpened. Okay? Right. So Jesus looks at Peter and says, I want to make. Now, if we look at it at that perspective, tunaangalia, number one, it is the work of a leader who is making. Now, I'm talking in the perspective of you who is making, not the one who is being made. But then we will go in the other angle and look at it.
All right.
Okay? Because I cannot make you by force. You can sit under a successful person.
Yes.
That doesn't guarantee you will become successful. It is not automatic. It is an energy and willingness that has to be devoted by both sides.
I agree with you, because it's a good example in the Bible.
Yes.
Your namesake Elijah.
Yes.
Elisha is very willing, and like he tells Elijah, I would like want a portion of your.
Yeah, and when you look at that context, you look at Elijah was testing the commitment of Elisha.
True.
He gave him opportunity to cut loose. So Elisha was determined to get it. So even if you are a leader like Jesus, you are determined to make Peter into somebody. And Peter runs away. There is no way you can make somebody by force. And that's the challenge we are having today, because when you are in that scenario as a leader, like Jesus, which now I can use that term, a father. Because now you are fathering this person you are raising, because we liken to a leader who is raising another one to a father, because the role of a father is to identify what is in somebody. If I cannot help you to identify the gift in you, then I have no right to become a father. Then I have to raise you up to help you. It is my work to feed. We can learn that from natural, biological, family life. If mtoto asipokula, it is you as a father and a mother to devise way on how they will eat. You can't say, kama hutaki kula, shauri yako. Hii chakula itakusaidia wewe. That one, you tell somebody who is almost on your, like almost a colleague level, a brother. That's why Paul, and sometimes he says, my brothers. But sometimes he says, you little children. Because when you are raising a leader, you put him under the class of a child. You are the one who knows what is right for that kid. Mtoto kama sasa sai, mtoto asipopenda dawa, it is you ujaribu uchukue hiyo dawa hata uweke kwa chupa ya maziwa so that he takes it. But when he grows to a level, you now tell him, you have to follow me. So this time, Jesus says, he tells them, follow me. And then I will make. So on the perspective of Jesus is we as leaders, we have to identify. One of the things I've had a challenge with myself, and I've learned it with people, is we don't know how to identify the potential and the key in somebody. I was teaching I've been going around teaching some leadership lessons, in all over, especially in Western, like in Mount Kenya, Tesed, whatever. And then you find a place whereby pastor picks on somebody by the physical look. Either one, or because he has been waiting and he has no time to analyze. So somebody just appears to tell him, then he says, wewe utakuwa kiongozi. So he didn't take, hapa ukisoma context, the Sea of Galilee was the most active and populated place. So kuna uwezekano when we go deeper, kwamba Jesus, this is not the first time. It's likely that because it was a business center, people were buying things and selling, kuna high chances ya kwamba Jesus was there several times buying. So in the process of buying things, you know, he was looking, he was analyzing, he took time. When you read the scripture utafikiri tu aliingia hivi na siku ya kwanza na akachagua. That's not what it means. Yeah. So it might have taken 1 month, maybe a year, we don't know. So that analyzing, looking at the potential of somebody will help you to make. Because a leader who makes people is like a potter. A potter. Okay? A potter wakati anaenda mtu wa kutengeneza, wa kufinyanga, kwa Kiswahili nasema kufinyanga, when he goes around, he knows what kind of vessel I need. Then he knows what kind of soil that makes the vessel best. So by the time he's taking the clay, that is a raw material. Then he tells the clay, come, I want to make you into a pot. Yeah. So he has a finished product
already in the mind.
He
has got the picture
of
how the final product will look like.
So people here, Andrew, John, and the rest that Jesus picked on, these are raw materials. And when Jesus looked at them, he saw the finished work of the cross even before. So he was walking with them. They don't know where they are going, but he knows. It is not the work of the leader you are leading to know where they need to go. It is my work to know where they are going. I need to lead them to where they have to be, because they have no idea. Okay? So, some people may want to go a different direction, but it's me who knows. I want to make them fishers of men. So I have to convert them from fishing fish and then convert them. So that,
talk of that, because even in the scripture, like God will use what you have first. And like you would have nothing to start with. You have somewhere to start from.
Yes, true. So he has to. So that's why Jesus is saying, "Come, I'll make." So that word "make," it's a process. So I would. In fact, it will take time. If you go anywhere and find good leaders under a pastor and a bishop, it has taken time. It has taken time, and time is not guaranteed. We cannot compare because, like if we went to under a particular man of God for us to be converted into leadership, we will respond differently, me and you, depending on our giftings, depending on our upbringing, depending on our environment, so many factors. So kitu ina frustrate the lead leaders. I think I can use that to make a difference. The lead leaders, because all of them are leaders, but one is leading another one. Okay? Kitu ina frustrate the lead leaders ni kwamba some of them don't have patience because they want it to be a one-touch event. Like tumekutana na wewe, you just have to become now. You can't.
It cannot work.
Okay? And then you know, if somebody doesn't turn out, unasikia amekasirika anasema huyu ashiki. But if you look at the mistakes that Peter made, somebody was teaching and I saw, and I say, Jesus has patience. I mean, if Jesus, the Son of God, God himself, according to John 1, because Jesus is God, if he had patience, who are we as men not to have patience? He has seen a subira. We just need to have it.
Now, when you talk of that, Peter is a kind of funny character.
Yes.
When Jesus is about to be crucified, it's like him cutting an ear of those who are coming to like go crucify Jesus. Apart from that, even to the point when Jesus is going to be crucified, is that person when he had told Jesus, like, even to the point of that I cannot deny, but you see him denying Jesus. But Jesus still tolerated and was patient with him. So I agree with you. You know, because my brother, even as we are leading church organizations,
we have all different of character.
True.
And Peter is among our characters in the church. And we have to agree with that. The greatest strategy we normally do is we want to treat all leaders the same. We want to make them in the same manner.
And it cannot be the case.
All leaders that are under my leadership are made of different texture of clay. Kuna wale ambao ni quick catchers, kuna wale wako slow, kuna wale wako naenga, kuna wale they believe they know everything. Kuna wale una rebuke hivi anapotea 1 year. It is my work because you cannot raise somebody whom you are on the same level with.
All right.
Okay? And I mean that's I think that's the statement. You cannot raise somebody whom you are sharing the same level. You will be frustrated, you will be unable. So that means if I have to raise somebody, I have to think more than that person. If one way doesn't work, it is my work to think of another way. That's why whenever Peter would behave this manner, Jesus never gave up. Peter wanted to run away like, I don't deserve it. Jesus said, I know, because I know you, I have another way. Okay? So long as the leader is determined to make, you will make. So most of us don't want to make. Most of us want to be given what is already made. But the principle in leadership is the instrument you make is the instrument that will work for you. Do you know people that are made by another leader when they come in my church and I don't convert them?
Now you try to make them.
I don't make them into my way. And I just put them into leadership and they are doing what we call continuation. They will continue working here, but they will not be working according to me. They will be working according to the previous. So it will frustrate me because I'm not receiving my results. Ninapo frustrated. People think once you know everything in leadership, then you can just go and operate anywhere. Unaingia tu hivi, then inatakana ukienda under that adoption,
information changes.
You study first, and then this person says, now you have been doing fishing in the other. You have been doing leadership. That is okay. But now I want to make you to fit my vision.
I see.
That's what I do. Every leader you have to convert. And whenever somebody comes in like 1 month, maybe 2 weeks, unasema huyu amekuwa, unless if it is a place, somebody you have been recommended and it's beyond doubt. But they have just come, make them. Because the way you think is not the way the other pastor thinks. We have different types of leadership, men of God that we work on. Kuna wale ambao he will explain. I normally like what Bishop Thomas normally says. Anasema him and Bishop Wawire are leaders on two different dimensions. Anasema Bishop Wawire will tell you the process. He will tell you the destination.
Right.
Yeah, he will tell you, you need to go, I need something from Majengo. So it's you to figure out where is Majengo. And Bishop will tell you, I want you to go to Majengo, get a vehicle, and then it will take you to Majengo alight. So you see, when you are coming from here, you are used to the language of explanation. When you go to the other side, you have to adopt and learn the language of you begin from the destination, then you calculate your way. So we have so many of them. Some don't talk. Some of the leaders we have, they don't talk. But they just react. Unasikia tu, the way ameamuka tu and he is speaking like this, muta na interpreter anasema, the way I've been met, this man is speaking 1, 2, 3. Just through body language. So that is the process of making. So we have to make. And for us to make leaders, one, I think now we were just opening up. Now one is we have to tell them our intentions. I have to tell my leader's intention, because what I came to learn and what was frustrating me, my brother, I was trying to make the whole church which I realized it is impossible.
Right.
I came to realize church comprises of either two or more levels. One, we have what we call the crowd or the mob. People who just, they don't know, but you know, they hear like, you can say, so they love where many people are. So they are, hata anaweza kuja church, ukimuuliza hii ni church gani, ajui anakuuliza wanasema hii ni kanisa gani. He's in a crowd. He doesn't know, but he saw the crowd moving. This is the best church in town. And some people just want to be associated with the best church. So he goes there, he doesn't know the pastor, he doesn't know the church, he doesn't know everything.
Just for the crowd.
Yeah. So that was one. And two, our followers. These are good group.
All right.
But they know every move you are making, but they are not interested in working with you.
They're just interested.
No, in fact, they know the update. They can even update any detail about, you know, the latest project, what you are going through, what you are. They are very keen. But one thing is, they are not ready to work with you. They are just following you. They look for information, and I realized I have that group. They will know when the revival will be there, but they will not come in the revival, but they will advertise the revival. In fact, they know the next project we are doing. They will tell people about ABC. They are just interested, they are just keen about information, but they don't want to become.
All right.
Okay? So that crowd is there. And then three now is what we call disciples. You know, now these are the people Jesus was talking to. Jesus was not making the crowd. He was making the disciples into, because he wanted to leave and deposit what he had to them. So when I became a pastor, I got frustrated for about 2 years. I wanted to make the whole church
To be disciples.
You know, I would be like headaches. I'm thinking like, I want to have a discipleship class.
Yes.
Crowds will announce, but they will not come.
And someone might ask,
Yes.
like as a pastor, are followers of importance when it comes to like using church as an example? They will help for church growth, because like you find them, they not like take risks as compared to disciples.
Yeah.
And like, do you like need to have them when it comes to church growth, or in a way we should like put emphasis on people becoming disciples?
This is my take out of experience and out of what I've learned, and I'm still learning. Every level, every person in the level that we have mentioned, 2 or 3 levels, is of importance, because one, you never know. Out of the followers, we have potential disciples in the future. There are people who follow Jesus who are not disciples of Jesus at his time of ministry for 3.5 years. But when he died on the cross, they believed it. And now they were not followers. Now they took the gospel. So they became disciples.
Later.
Yes.
Excellent.
So they are potential disciples. So they are of importance. And even the crowd that is moving, when they were around Jesus and they saw the crucifixion, they went all over. In fact, you remember when the disciples of Jesus were gone and they were discouraged, who went and told them, we have seen Mary and other women, they are declaring, and Jesus is resurrected. Part of the crowd are the one who are talking and saying, you know what?
Yes.
Jesus is resurrected. And tomorrow, these people who are rubbing shoulders with the disciples, although they are not disciples, you know, they are potential disciples. So to me, I normally say, even if they are doing nothing, but so long as they are around people who are doing something, they will do something. Eventually.
Sure.
Yeah, because these disciples are only 12 for now.
All right.
But we need nations and nations. So you have to make and allow. So I think our keyword was, don't get frustrated. by wanting to make the whole church. What we need to do to the whole church is to preach the gospel. Hey.
No, I've seen it become a challenge.
Yes.
Whereby maybe let me start.
Yeah.
Like when they engage in a contribution, they're in a season whereby they need to contribute towards a certain project. So they call upon the congregants to participate in it. But you see, like that, those will be there, but for one reason or the other, they're not maybe in a way in a position to. And you see what many leaders do, they end up telling them, no, you people are of no importance. How can you contribute like such kind of? We were expecting you to hit this particular target. Why are you like underperforming?
You know,
yes.
The issue, I've had a statement, and I normally say sometimes we extract a statement out of the context, and then we put it in another context that is not fitting, so we make it look awful, awkward and just bad. One, it is not every Christian or every person in church is gifted or given the ability to give. Okay?
Right.
I mean, giving is one of the. It is not the only.
All right.
Yeah. If it is a man, it means you have to consider other factors. And if we have to go back, some people are very good in leadership who can do 1, 2, 3. But financially, they might not be able. And they have like 3, 4 more abilities that they can benefit the church.
Right.
They are available. That's number one. Every other time they are available. You may find somebody, I'm a pastor from a pastoral point of view. I've members in church who I know they don't have money, enough money to give. Like if you want them to give, is like 200, 100.
Right.
Okay. But whenever I visit church, you find they are there physically. They are using their energy to clean, to do something. You know, I need to quantify that and put them. If they are doing that on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, let me quantify. If it was to be money, how much are they giving? Because they are giving their energy. But if I'm just focused on money alone, I think they are doing nothing, because I will rubbish their energy and focus on the pledge. Remember, there is somebody here who gives, and he appears one Sunday in a month.
I tell you.
When this other person is laboring. Yes. And sometimes people may not give because because they have and they don't want to, because they don't have. And it happened around, around the ministry of Jesus. Kuna wakati alikuwa so many, I think we will be going to the scriptures. There's a time they wanted food and the disciples had nothing. I mean, by the way, wanafunzi wa Yesu wengi hawakuwa na pesa. But Jesus did not disqualify them. Look at even the cross. A man of God was teaching here, recently. Look at even the cross. Jesus is crucified. The Sabbath is, is just about there. And these guys were gonna woga, the 12 disciples. They cannot foot the bill of crucifixion because it is expensive.
Right.
Look at the one who comes, a disciple, but now they say who was not in the 12, but who was a follower. That's what the Bible says, just from Matthias. But this guy was rich. So, in leadership, what tunasema ya kwamba, we raise people according to their area of energy or operation. Kuna watu wako na muscles za giving. Make them into givers. Kuna watu wako tuna muscles za prayer. Make them into that. Kuna wale wako tuna muscles into evangelism. Because if you take somebody who can do well in prayer and financially is not good, then you put him into a financial area, he will appear a loser. Somebody said, if you take a fish and tell it to climb a tree, you will call the fish a failure and useless. But if you put it in the water,
that is
its area of operation. So because the people, remember the people we are making, we didn't create them. So God created them with abilities for prosperity. Because it is through our inborn abilities that God wanted us to excel. So it is my work to see what did God create into this person. Because I'm not creating a leader, I'm making a leader, I'm improving on a leader. So I need to know what kind of a person is this. Is he, like right now, we have, media guys. There are guys in the church, even if you spend with them 3-4 years, wakae tu karibu na camera, they will never. They will never. So if you judge them by the camera, they will not make it. But you take them in the kitchen. That guy. He will do marvelous. So why do you judge these people as failures? Just because you have put them in wrong field. So when I think as leaders, we need to understand. Like somebody is a giver. Umeangalia trend yake ana give. Why don't you make that person improve? Okay?
Yes.
And then mtu mwenye unaona mapato yake ni kidogo hana, lakini kuna kitu amejitolea, anaweza fanya 1, 2, 3 voluntary jobs are available. Convert that, because when this person is working a voluntary work, you are saving money that you should have paid. So in other words, he's contributing money into your ministry, but unseen money. Okay? So we just need to make them into the vessel they become, because otherwise we will be frustrated. They'll be frustrated.
Well, actually, the focus should be we have been wired differently.
That's the key. So now they were fishers. Actually, if you look at that one, he didn't look at constructors. He didn't pick on constructors. And then he said, you are now constructors. I want to convert you into fishing of men. These were already fishing fish. So the word he maintained there was fishers.
But now not of fish.
Yes,
now of
because the concept, the ability is the same. The skill is the same. The approach is the same. The focus, you're different. So don't focus on fish, now focus on this one. But the energy you have been using, the strategy you have been using, the approach you have been using, because by the way, we normally brush there, but if we come to physical, kuvua samaki, it needs patience. Na samaki ukiendea na hasira inatoroka. Me I've done fishing. Tukiwa watoto tulikuwa tuna fish.
Where I come from, wanazita kewa kule chini.
Yes, you go, especially when you are using the hook. Okay?
Yes.
You go, you have to first of all put something on the hook.
Yes.
Okay? Then 2, there is a floater. Then 3, you have to be far so that your shadow
does not reflect in the waters.
You know that. And then you have to be patient. Just be there, wait. You are hungry, but disturb hivi, it goes. And no long, what will keep you there is, I need a meal for the evening. Now, that's the same knowledge. He is now telling Peter, for you to fish these people, to convert them, there are people who will get saved today. Just be patient. Usiwaambie mjaokoka mtakufa. Sasa ukiwalaani wakufe leo, na labda ni wakuokoka kesho, who will get saved tomorrow? You just need to be patient.
Just be patient.
Yes.
No, actually, you have felt a number of us. The problem has always been like we are focused so much on the disciples, and now we don't see the helper, or we don't see the weight that followers may be carrying.
No, they are. They are important. So we can proceed. So we make. So we have to. We said as a leader, you have to be patient. Okay. We began with as a leader, you have to tell them, I feel I want to.
Yes.
Why are you telling them? So that they can allow you.
Yes.
Okay? You can begin making somebody and he's not aware. So you need to be clear and say, I feel the Lord as is leading me, and I see a gifting in 1, 2, 3 areas, I want to make you. Are you ready? So that you all of you agree. He knows he is a student. Sasa mwanafunzi akienda shule si anakuja alafu anafanyiwa admission. So that now the teacher says, now from today I am your teacher. When I say something you have to obey. Assignment will be here. Now, and this is the time. So you have to tell them, approach them like, I want to make you into something else, so that they also see the importance. You tell them that. And then you be patient. That one we said about it. And then 3, as in the process of making, make your vision clear.
All right.
Make your vision clear. You can't lead somebody and you don't tell them where you are leading them. That's what we call vision.
Yes.
Define the vision. Write it down.
How would you take it of a leader telling the followers, like, you just follow me to wherever I'm going. You don't need to know where, but just be at peace of wherever I'm leading yourself.
I have a question mark on that, because one, it can work or it may not work. All it can work if you have led me into several places and I have succeeded before.
All right.
I have built trust. I will follow you. But from day one, and I don't know you, I will not follow you. And that's why at hapa Yesu alisema, come follow me. And he didn't leave Peter in suspense. He said, come follow me. And I think he looked at their face and they say, the intention I want you to follow me is I want to make you into this vessel.
From the one.
Yes. Then they said, okay, come on here, we are following. You need to define.
Yes.
Vision is very clear, like, this is where I'm heading. In fact, the greatest and the easiest way of making people follow you and comfortable, or to single out disciples from the crowd, is to define a vision. A vision calls people. It attracts.
Right.
Because and as a leader, we need to know that don't expect everybody to follow you.
All right.
Somebody told me, if you expect everybody to follow you, sell ice cream. Because that one is sweet, it is cheap, it's affordable.
Even Jesus himself.
Yes.
It's not everyone.
Not everyone, yeah. And I think it is babyish to expect everybody to buy your commodity. I mean, it's maturity when you know somebody will buy and another will not buy, another will criticize. Yeah, so you make. Now, on the other side, because we have to handle something about the one being made. Okay?
All right.
For us who are being made, like Peter and John, the first thing is we have to follow.
All right.
That one we have to follow. A lot of people want to become successful without following successful people.
All right.
I mean, how? Because Peter, after resurrection, when you look in the book of Acts, they were full of power and they knew what to do because they were walking with Jesus. They were following Jesus. So they knew, they see. So for us to be made, in quotes, those we say sons, and we are saying, I want to become like daddy. Somebody said, if you want to become like daddy and you are not where daddy is.
Actually, I remember the point.
Then, because it is through following and seeing what he does. What time does he wake up? What does he do? How does he react? How does he take care of the property? How does he, if it is a farm, what does he do? Because that is something that has affected us not only in ministry, but even in our families. Okay?
Right.
Our father has children, and especially where I come from in Bungoma, I don't know in Vihiga, but in Bungoma, a man has a lot of wealth, but he wakes up at 6, goes to work, the sons are drinking or they are sleeping. And then when he grows old in 80, they say, we want properties. So he says, okay, I'm giving it. Then he gives one a hotel, another one, flats, another one, whatever. and then in 1 month, they sell. Because when he was waking up to go,
For them, they were sleeping.
they were sleeping. So they didn't know that he meets with the workers. They didn't know what he pays the workers. He didn't know where he was banking the money. He didn't know the losses he was making. They didn't know how he was handling, county council guys when they come. He doesn't know hawajui kama kulikuanga na documents wanalipia au walikuwa wanaona tu pesa inaingia. So whenever they go to work after the mzee has died or whatever, alafu wanaona KRA wanakuja, wanasema hii imeanza kutusumbua because mzee amekufa. Kumbe it was something that was there, but they were not there. And one thing I would say, because this is a two double-edged, place, many people may say, but fathers are not training their son. But I want to say something. Fathers cannot drag their sons.
Just like God himself. He has given you that room of choice.
If you are dragged, you can't learn. Because whenever you are dragged, it means your mind was not ready to walk there.
You are being forced.
Yes. That's why when Abraham gets to the mountain with Isaac, and then he tells him now, where we have arrived, I have to tell you so that now you walk there with your mind. I wanted to, I'm ready to sacrifice.
This is the reality.
This is the reality. And I don't have the energy to wrestle with you and put you on there. So you can run. And na hii story ishe ama upande. And you see Isaac, because of maturity, I think he was with the father. He was, I think, he had taken note, like maybe like him having conversation with the angel, and he believed in the God of the father. And he was with the father. They knew this, what my dad is doing is from God. So the boy went on the altar by himself.
Because he was not just a small boy.
No.
Someone who was
him. Yes. A baby is carried, but a son has to walk. I mean, kuna vitu tu we just have to. You can't say, we can't be blaming fathers everywhere when the sons have their, they have to take up their mistake. Like, Appa, it's me who did this.
But in the current generation, I believe something has to be done when it comes to, because the sons that are there nowadays, they believe like they need to be looked for. They can't look for their fathers. They believe like it is their fathers who should look for them. And just like sit and wait.
And the danger we are having, my brother.
Yes.
The danger we are having is and we are praying. We are doing whatever we can. That is why such forums are there. We are teaching. But in some scenarios, the danger we have is when this is what somebody said, that a tough situation produces tough people.
True.
And tough people produces good moments.
All right.
Okay?
Yes.
But this is where I don't...
From a tough situation.
Tough situation provides tough people. We imagine like a place where here of people who are successful. Most of them talk off. I came from a very poor family. My dad was blue. So the situation was tough. So this person knew my dad has nothing. I just have to work. You have nothing. I mean, from educating yourself. So hakuna mtu utalaumu.
Hakuna option.
Ukimwambia na hakuna mtu, ukiambia mtu ati sasa unajua hata hapa mmeniudhi mimi nitatoka, mwingine anakuambia hata toka utakuwa umetusaidia hatuna chakula. They'll just tell you somebody, because poverty has stricken them. So you see, now there is no shamba at home, no money, no nothing to. So unaangalia mbele unaona sasa hapa hakuna mtu ndalaumu. Because hata mtu mwenye naangalia ningelaumu hata na then unapata those people, most of them worked hard. They knew I have one direction to go forward. And I will not blame anybody. I have to. So when they acquired information and they acquired possession, whatever they have, that is now most of us this generation. And that is where now a hitch came. Somebody said that most of us as parents, we are investing for our children, but we are not investing in our children.
We are investing for, but not in.
Not in. And not all, but there is a tendency, because utasikia, like most people who came from low, backgrounds, utasikia like, I don't want my child to suffer the way I suffer. That is okay. So what am I doing? I'm accumulating wealth for him. That is okay. But are you teaching him on how to maintain it?
Because that's something we just mentioned some few minutes ago. Like,
yes,
we invest, we save for them, but the moment we leave them with this particular property, they end up missing out.
Because we didn't invest in them, and by this I'm saying, like, as they follow, because we are on their side now, as they follow, we have to invest in them now. When they are following us, tell them, this is what is happening. This is how I am quiet. This is how you talk to these guys. This is how you spend. You don't eat capital. You calculate. You bring out this. This is how you do. If it is ministry, like now me, and I'm raising up maybe my sons in ministry, this is how I tell them. You don't chase away people from church, and you want church to be there, because church is made of people, not stones.
Yes. And you see, I agree with you on that particular point, because you see, like, on the other side, they call them Hindus or Wahindi. When they're doing business, they ensure like their sons or daughters are around them whenever they do business.
Yeah, actually, that's one of creating of an environment. But if you look very well, it's like this saying of, I don't know whether it's Chinese or whatever, that not all eggs will hatch. But a hen doesn't separate eggs from the beginning. It broods over all of them. It is up to the eggs themselves. But don't push away and say this one, it's too early. You just brood over all of them. So let us wrap on this now. It is us to follow. Okay? So I think let's not heap all. It's a two-way relationship. For Jesus to make Peter, Peter has to follow. So the word is follow. Number two, let's unlearn what we know. Let's empty what we know. For us, we have always to begin, because when Peter followed Jesus, I think he said, now, this field of fishing men, I have no idea. Although you told me, this one, I have no idea. But so long as you come with the other mentality, I will do the way I was doing there, you will not be met. So as sons, as leaders who are being made, we have to be ready to learn.
And learn what we had before and learn now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Learn new things. And you don't teach your teacher.
True.
That's the greatest strategy we have today. We have students who are teaching their teacher. And if you are teaching your teacher when you are supposed to be learning, you will learn when you are supposed to be teaching. When you reverse the process,
the reverse will happen.
It will happen.
In the future.
Yeah, because you are standing as a student and you are not a professor. So when you are old, you will become a student when you are supposed to be a professor.
Humility is also key.
Exactly.
I guess.
Humility. Thank you.
No, I see that in the life of Elisha. I've been using you as an example.
Yes. Elijah and Elisha. I think that's the most perfect.
Despite the fact that he was a little bit older than Elijah, but you see, like, he humbled himself to learn now from the Father.
Yeah, and I think that is something we can maybe conclude on. If you want to learn, don't bring your profession, don't bring your age. Because now anybody you despise, you will not learn from. You will not learn. You will not learn, because despising blocks the channel. Just flow. I think we as learners, you just have to come with a blank page. Okay? Just a blank page. And then let the person begin writing, because making is writing. But now when you come and your page is full like yours, like now this one, not you, but like this one, and then you tell somebody, I want you to write somebody. Even the one you are telling will wonder, now where do I write? The page is full. And then when the person doesn't write, you say, oh, even they are not doing anything.
When you have not provided
yes,
to write for it.
Because you already have a layout. You already have a layout, you have a structure, you have everything, and then you are just presenting for approval. So that's not learning. Learning is when you come open and say, I don't know. Okay, tell me. Yeah.
I think my take home today is like followers, that is now sons, should be the ones to look for the fathers, not the reverse. Yes, sons to follow. Should look for their fathers.
To follow.
Yes.
Yeah. They should know where they are, follow, because actually you are after them. Do you know we can say this statement? Yes. I mean, we can go like this for hours, but we can say this, that a father loses nothing when he dies with what he has. It's painful, but it's the truth. You know, people say, like when we read about Elisha and Gehazi, they say, Elisha died with their power, but did he lose anything? Because during his time, he performed miracles. And the miracles are recorded. So during his time, he lost nothing. So who lost Gehazi? Because during his time, he did nothing. So when fathers die with what they have, losers are not the fathers, are the sons.
A point to ponder on as we wrap it up. But before we wrap it up for tonight, remember that with me in studio, Philly, he goes by the name Pastor Elijah Wawire. Actually, I believe when we began the session, we did mention from which church.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Word of Faith. Word of Faith.
Yes.
Wawire International. That one, nothing less.
Then someone is watching us for the very first time, maybe watching us from Bungoma. Actually, we got a big following from Bungoma, and he wishes to fellowship at your place. That is, as you mentioned, at Word of Faith, Webuye. Maybe you just give us some directions before we wrap it up, and then you say a word of prayer.
Okay, we are located at Sango area.
Yes.
Those of us who know, mostly Webuye is just around Pan Pepper, next to Heavy Chemical.
Yes.
It is on your left when you are coming from Kabrengo, and on your right when you are coming from Dina side.
Yes.
And we are just directly opposite, the street that goes to through most to town. That is where we are. We have 3 services in our Sunday service. That is the youth service from 6:30. The teaching service, which I call discipleship. I teach the whole church discipleship stuff so that I can fish out disciples from followers. So that is from 9 to 11, and then the main service. And then we do a number of activities. We have overnights, we have youth talks, which we normally have, frequently. And then we do things like worship explosion. But above all, we have a mandate in that land to provide environment for healing. Yeah, that's what we do. It's a home for healing people, both emotionally, physically, mentally. When you come there, kama hata kama umekwaswa, unasikia hallelujah, zinaisha.
You, in our previous conversation, when you were handling a topic on worship, actually mentioned that soon you are celebrating the 12th anniversary as Word of Faith International.
Yes.
Just a quick reminder of what you said.
Yeah, we are. I don't know how that slipped over my mind. We are celebrating it on 27th of this month. I think that's the last Sunday. Yes. We are just, and it will be an explosion. Praise, crazy. Tukiamua,
I believe I can.
When we decide to do something, we either do it or we don't. We don't do rehearsal. So if it's not worship, let's not. But if we want to do it, let's do it. So it will be on 27th, 12 years, and it will be followed with the other things, just to see the goodness of the Lord that He has done, because He has carried us. Yes. We have seen growth. Despite the challenges. For those of us, maybe if you just click Word of Faith Sango, you will see we are on Facebook, and then we are on YouTube.
True.
Yeah, but my media guys know those terminologies. I think I'm yet to have the flyer so that you to just do what hashtag. I have no idea. That area you can't make me.
When you talk of that, our producers start looking at
Thank you. Thank you.
It has been a joy to have you actually for the very first time of leadership here at Uprising TV. Actually, being an opening session, look forward to having this session each Sunday as from 8 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. with Pastor Elijah Wawire, the one like hosting the sessions. But for now, before we wrap it up, may we allow him to make a word of prayer and then we'll wrap it up right there.
Well, let's pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we bless you this moment of time. We thank you for your goodness, that you have given us a platform, environment, and life to live so that we can talk to other people about experience, what has happened and what will happen. Father, we pray that may you open our eyes